Pope Francis, a devotee to Marxism and communism, has thrown the Catholic Church into chaos. I believe he's doing so intentionally, using half-truths, lies, and deceit to cloak his actions in a veil of legitimacy. He's not dissimilar from pro-Democrat Republicans. They, too, claim to oppose evil while they work to facilitate, empower, and aid evil at every turn. Spotting a fake a mile away. That's my focus in today's preamble. In a move that has rocked the very foundations of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis has gone out of his way to say that gay unions can be blessed. In the same statement, Rome reiterated the Catholic faith recognizes as one of the 7 sacraments we perform before we Catholics die, that the marriage sacrament is between God and a man and a woman. Let me pause there and remind everybody where I stand on this particular issue. If the government wants to recognize same-sex couples and ensure they have equal rights and responsibilities of heterosexual couples, that's fine. But according to our Constitution, the government does not have the power to redefine religious rights, R-I-T-E-S, like the right of marriage. That definition is the responsibility and sole discretion of the faith communities. Pope Francis is talking out of both sides of his mouth by saying, on one hand, the Church reaffirms 2,000 years of Catholic tradition and teaching, but also saying that the Church blesses same-sex unions. Knowing that the Vatican has overreached here, perhaps irreparably, the Pope's defenders have tried to claim that everyone and anyone can get a blessing in the Catholic Church, and that's what the Pope was trying to convey. Now, that's a lie. Blessings for anyone and everyone have long been a recognized tradition in the Catholic Church. There was no need to reaffirm it in a statement. But the Vatican went out of its way to mention gay marriage, I believe, to lay the foundation for the Church turning their back on Christ's teachings, just in time for Christmas. A priest or a pope should not give a blessing that leads to scandal. The Catechism defines scandal as an attitude or behavior which leads another to do evil. In the Gospel according to Matthew, quote, "If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea," end quote. Pope Francis and those operating in his name have done this. Their mission is to get more people into the Catholic Church, and to do this, they are changing what it means to be a Catholic, contrary to God's teachings. We see the same dynamic in some sections of the GOP. Senator John Cornyn sacrificed our Second Amendment rights by forcing states to fund red flag laws that deny our citizens due process and threaten their right of self-defense as articulated in the Second Amendment. The GOP is a big tent, after all, guys like Cornyn will say. If you believe in gun grabs, vote for guys like John Cornyn, a Republican who has now seen the light and started backing harmful Democrat policies. Republicans expelled one of their own, accused of a crime, from the House of Representatives. However, those same Republicans are allowing confessed criminal leftist Democrat Jamal Bowman to continue to stain the reputation of the House. In my home state of Texas, the GOP Speaker of the Texas House, Dade Phelan, is the only Republican Speaker in the United States who appoints Democrats as powerful committee chairmen, a privilege they didn't earn at the ballot box. He does this so these left-wing extremists can kill or water down conservative legislation backed by the vast majority of voters in Texas. When Texas Democrats voted to call for a ceasefire in Israel that would have rewarded Hamas, I, your liberty-loving Latino, called them out. But a woman by the name of Morgan Cisneros Graham, who says she's a Texas Republican State Committee woman in Senate District 27 and chairman of the Cameron GOP, responded, quote, "Hey, Chris, FYI, I'm not a member of the SDEC. Any idiot can criticize their opponent. It takes an actual character and commitment to principle to hold oneself accountable," end quote. So there's a professed Republican calling those of us who oppose Democrats and their harmful policies, like going to bat for terrorists, idiots for doing so. Ms. Graham says this on her profile, quote, "Let's grow our party." And how are they doing that? Well, not by standing for conservative values, but compromising those values to appeal to Democrats. Let's grow the GOP by becoming Democrats. The big tent mentality is a joke, a farce, and is a mantra for those who stand for nothing or who seek to destroy any opposition to evil. While the Democrats seek to destroy all opposition to them, there are some in the Republican Party who are interested in helping. Whether we call them the Surrender Caucus, pro-Democrat Republicans, or Liz Cheney, the result is the same. Growing the party by betraying the principles your very party was founded upon.